Hi, my name is Mark Archer, and April the 7th is Billie Holiday's birthday. Billie is in the news a lot at the moment because they've just done this fantastic film on her, the USA versus Billie Holiday. It's well worth a watch. Very good film. We can discuss that later, my thoughts on that. But yes, and the actress in it was absolutely fantastic. So we're going to do a very famous Billie Holiday. In fact, we're going to do two today. We're going to do one with Billie Holiday called Don't Explain. And then we're also, later on, going to do a Stanley Turrentine song where he's doing his interpretation of God Bless the Child. Billie Holiday was one of those phenomenons. She really was a phenomenon. She was a gifted songwriter and had a completely unique voice. The lady who played her in the film, who's also a fantastic singer and also interpreted her, called Andrea Day, said, "Her voice reminds me of a roller coaster. It feels like she's going to fall off the tracks at any moment, but she never does." And in that moment, it transformed my idea of what a great singer is and really helped me find my own voice. She always sort of sung behind the beat, always sort of lagged behind the beat. But what is about her singer, and Andrea Day said, it's the truth. When she sings, it's the truth. And it's the emotion that is the underlying power of her voice is the truth. So it was in her own experience, and this particular song she perceived and she sung and spoke about things that women, in fact all people, thought about but didn't necessarily say. And this song is what makes this song so powerful. Don't Explain. Basically the song came from when she came back. One night her husband came back from having cheated with her one night with lipstick on her collar, and she said in her book, "Lying to me was worse than he could have done with any bitch. I cut him off just like that. Take a bath, man," I said. Don't explain. She recounted her autobiography. She then co-wrote this song with Herzog, this fantastic song, Don't Explain, about how she felt. And it's a raw, emotive song about something that wouldn't necessarily be expressed in a song. The words are fantastic. So Don't Explain, that's the origin of it, and a little bit of a story on Billie. And like I said, if you get a moment, do watch the film, and make sure also you watch something a little bit lighter before you go to bed, because it's very powerful indeed. So Billie Holiday's Don't Explain is going to be our song for today to celebrate her birthday on April the 7th. Point number 2. For us as sax players, it's in the key of A minor for alto sax and for D minor on tenor sax. Now A minor is lovely, it's the A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. So it's in a nice friendly key. So that way then you can get the phrasing and really focus on a beautiful tone that's slightly sort of wounded and resigned. So actually it's a very saxophone friendly key. So that's good news indeed. Point number 3, like this song and so many saxophone songs, the first time I heard this was in the early 80s. And it was a version that I'm going to play a little part of later by Grover Washington Jr. on an album called Soul Box. And he turns this song into a fantastic sort of funereal, almost like a sound for a pharaoh's funeral, if you like. It's amazing, the version how it's built. So I'll play along with the Grosvenor one, the first part of it a little bit later, but do listen to the whole thing. The whole thing is absolutely fantastic, so well worth listening to. The other thing to say is one of my many heroes of the sax is King Curtis. And King Curtis had this great line that I really loved, and he said, "I can take a record by a singer and I can play an identical version on my horn." And this is, sax players, is what we're striving to do, is hear a piece of music that resonates with us and we feel that we can interpret it. And this is obviously what Don't Explain resonated with Grover Washington, hence why he did it. And but also another version to listen to later is by Dexter Gordon. So we spoke about Dexter recently, the Crimea River. So there you go. So the reason we're doing Don't Explain. Point 4. One of the reasons we're doing Billie Holiday is that she has this voice that is so raw and also makes us feel slightly uncomfortable. And I think this is one of the most powerful things. And Billie's voice is a voice that you, it's not a voice that you immediately gravitate towards, but it's a voice that as soon as you can feel the beauty in it, you really feel it in your body. And she's a huge influence on many great singers. Many great singers have reference to her. And there's a singer that's coming up called Celeste, a British singer who you can feel the influence of Billie Holiday on her voice. I think she's got it very special as well. That presence in her voice. So that's the reason we're doing it. It's a very unique voice, and we're looking at as many different voices as possible. Then we can express it through our saxophone playing. Point 5. The verses There's so much power in these verses, in literally 2 or 3 notes. Ba 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 doo da, boo ba ba doo da. So that's the thing to remember in phrases, is the simplicity of it. 2 or 3 notes can make a phrase, and that phrase can have so much raw power. So you can say so much with so little. Point 6. I've listened to this song for years and years and years, and in the sort of the middle eight, the sort of confessional part of the song, I've never even heard that there's a sax solo in the final verse that floats about until I listen to the backing track. Wow. And it's there and it's mellifluous, but it really helps her voice. So again, when you're listening to the song, listen to the sax part as well. When you're playing the sax, there's a lot of what I call foreground and background playing. There's foreground where you come to the fore and you play a beautiful solo. And there's also that sort of background where you're part of the sound and you're part of the melting pot of the sound. So you've got to then sort of play in a very different manner. But as a sax player, when you're playing around a singer, and Billie had the great fortune to play with President Lester Young, who nicknamed her Lady Day, who framed her voice so beautifully. Absolutely fantastic saxophone player. Check out Lester Young. There Will Never Be Another You is the best song of his. For me, a beautiful, beautiful player and a great pioneer of the sax. So Billie was lucky to have a great sax man like him around her. Incredible voice, and the two of them framed each other beautifully. Point 7, when Billie's singing, look out for a little ghost note. She often just goes, bah, bah, and she drops little notes in. So listen to that uniqueness. Every time she performed, it was a unique performance of the saxophone. So that was another reason why she was so, so, so special. And in conclusion, for Don't Explain, you can play it on the alto, you can play it on the tenor. It works on both instruments. So listen to Billie's version. I'm going to play along with her. I'm going to play along with my own backing track. I'm also going to play a little bit of the Grosvenor performance. And as I said earlier, do check out any other versions of it by any instrumentalist. And Dexter's the other one that I particularly sort of focused on. And also teach at Blowout Sax. So enjoy Billie Holiday's Don't Explain.